have some great Malkin's moments. The majority of them, yes, the Super Bowl provided a lot of historic moments that I'm going to touch on, but also in the United States at the Winter Olympic Games, Kaillie Humphries, I'm going to touch on her in just a moment, but I do want to start with the Rams. Have to give them a huge shout out. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams winning Super Bowl 56, defeating the Cincinnati Bengals again. They captured their first Super Bowl in Los Angeles since 1951. That's 71 years. 7-1. It's absolutely fantastic. Again, you got to go back to the St. Louis Ram days when Kurt Warner won it in 2000, again with Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, that crew against the Tennessee Titans. In fact, that was the defense made a tackle on the 1 yard line on Tennessee's last game-winning or final drive of the game to hold on in 2000. That was the first non-Los Angeles Rams win in the Super Bowl, but this is the first Rams Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era in Los Angeles. So this was an historical moment for them. Have to give them a tremendous amount of credit and a big shout out to them. Shout out to Cooper Kupp, who became the Super Bowl MVP. It culminates what's been an exceptional and outstanding and spectacular season from an individual standpoint. The guy was absolutely phenomenal. He had 2 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning touchdown in the win over the Bengals 23-20 yesterday in the Super Bowl. He had the most receptions, 178 receptions, most receiving yards, 2,425, and the most touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, 22 of any player this year. He won the NFL's Triple Crown. He was the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year. He had the most receptions in a single postseason ever in NFL history with 33. He was a unanimous All-Pro wide receiver. Again, he led the league in receptions, receiving yards, touchdowns. He was a Super Bowl MVP. He became the 8th wide receiver to win the Super Bowl MVP, and the first since Julian Edelman did it, unfortunately, at the behest of the Rams. They beat the Rams in 2018. That was the last time Los Angeles had advanced to the Super Bowl. So that was the last time that a wide receiver won the Super Bowl MVP. According to Elias Sports Bureau research, Cooper Kupp is the second player all time with 4+ receptions in a go-ahead drive to win the game in a Super Bowl. In a drive in the fourth quarter later of a Super Bowl, he joins Pittsburgh's Santonio Holmes, who did it in the 18th Super Bowl, Super Bowl 18. In fact, he became only the second player, Cooper Kupp, to win not only the NFL's receiving Triple Crown, but also the NFL Offensive Player of the Year and the Super Bowl MVP since Jerry Rice did it. Jerry Rice did it, I believe, in 1994. Here's the difference. Jerry Rice accomplished all of that over the course of his career. Cooper Kupp did it in one season. Yes, you heard that right. The most gifted, the most decorated wide receiver in NFL history, Jerry Rice, accumulated all of those achievements over the course of his career. Cooper Kupp achieved this in about a 4-month time span. It was absolutely sensational. He set a record for not only, again, receptions in the postseason, but tied for the second most receiving yards and receiving touchdowns in the postseason in NFL history. He caught a touchdown in each of the Rams' 4 playoff games. We haven't seen that since Larry Fitzgerald did that for the Arizona Cardinals. He's just the second player to do that in a single postseason. He joined also the San Francisco 49ers quarterback Joe Montana as the only players to win Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP in the same season. And he became the first player to lead the league in receiving yards and win a Super Bowl since Jerry Rice did this in 1994. Again, this is a guy who was drafted in the 3rd round out of Eastern Washington 5 years ago. And it was extremely heartwarming, I think, to see a guy in Cooper Kupp who's extremely modest, extremely humble. He kind of represents this blue collar mentality. He goes to work, he just grabs his pail and he goes to work, and he stays true to himself. He's not into the into being kind of excessive in showboating. And this is a guy who tore his ACL the last time the Rams reached the Super Bowl, didn't get a chance to participate. He's been overlooked, overvalued over the course of his entire career, and he doesn't care. And he doesn't kind of desire and yearn for the spotlight or for all the attention. Even in his post-game interviews, the guy was still pretty stoic, barely giving off a smile. And I think that's just because of the appreciation that he has for playing the game that he loves, for playing the game at a high level, for being appreciative of the situation that he's in. And that's what makes him arguably the first or second best wide receiver in the NFL right now, is because of that mentality, is because of his ability to lock in so well and to be able to execute through double, through triple teams. And his route running just gets open, just is so deft and has a knack for getting open, unlike many that we've seen before. And for this season to culminate with this Super Bowl MVP for him, it just speaks to his professionalism. It speaks to his greatness as a talent. And I'm just so happy for him and the journey that he's gone on. Again, tearing his ACL and coming back with a vengeance, not losing a beat. In fact, just elevating his game from that point on. It was a special year for him, and a big shout out to Cooper Kupp. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Van Jefferson, another wide receiver for the Rams, who not only won a Super Bowl tonight, but his wife gave birth to his second child. So he had to leave the post-game celebrations early to drive over, to hurry on over to the hospital, to be with his wife, to be with his child. Again, another touching moment. There was a picture that was posted literally an hour after the game had concluded, where he's in the hospital bed holding his second newborn. And that's just a really fantastic image, a fantastic moment for him. Just really kind of uplifting, and I think just kind of lights people up inside. So big shout out to him. Shout out to Taylor Rapp, one of the DBs for the Rams. He got 2 rings last night, not only a Super Bowl ring, but he also proposed to his girlfriend on SoFi, on the field at SoFi Stadium. She said yes. So that was a moving moment for him. Congratulations to Sean McVay, becoming the youngest NFL head coach to win a Super Bowl ever. 36 years, 20 days is Sean McVay. That's how old he is, or how young he is, rather. He became the youngest NFL quarterback coach. I keep been talking about quarterbacks a lot. The youngest NFL coach to win a Super Bowl as a head coach. So big shout out to him. And then finally, I didn't talk about this too much, but did want to shift and give a shout out to Kaillie Humphries and Ilana Myers-Taylor for capturing gold and silver at the women's monobob at the Winter Olympics at Beijing. It is one of the most fascinating events, I think, at the Olympics, because there's so much that I think is out of your control, or at least you're led on to believe is out of the athlete's control. Once you get in that bobsled, it's so hard to maneuver and to control and to navigate in those little kind of alpines, on the alpine slides. It just there's so much unknown when you're in that bobsled, and the fact that you're doing it by yourself, for Humphries to win it in pretty dominant fashion as well. I mean, it really wasn't much of a competition for her, but nonetheless, the duo became the first pair of women to win a bobsled medal at 4 straight Olympics. Humphries is now a 3-time Olympic medalist and a 5-time world champion. And the thing that people don't know with Kaillie Humphries that I think is worth noting is there was a lot of controversy surrounding what her nationality was. This is someone who's competed the last 3 Olympics for Canada on the bobsledding team for Canada, and because of a kind of visa controversy. She was able to collect a visa to enable her to be a U.S. citizen. She competed for the United States. And with all that in the backdrop, you still managed to just zone in, lock in, and win that competition. It's incredible. It's incredible. Again, she won it. She participated with Canada at the Vancouver, Sochi, and the Pyeongchang Olympics. 2 golds, 1 bronze medal in those 2 women bobsled events. Again, this is like the first time that the monobod event has been a legitimate event at the Olympics. And with this gold medal, she became the first American to win a gold for 2 countries, U.S. and Canada, at the Winter Olympics. You just don't see that too often. It just doesn't get much better than that. That's all the time that I got for today. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Morning Joe every single Monday and Wednesday morning, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 11 Central, and 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific. Mondays and Wednesday mornings right here on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook Live. Follow me and subscribe to my YouTube page, Morning Joe, J-O with Jonah Malkin. On Twitter, Jonah Malkin, or at morning_Joe_ Instagram, JMalk97, TikTok, Jonah Malkin. As always, enjoy the rest of your morning, and congratulations once again to the LA Rams on becoming Super Bowl 56 champions. Good morning.